Okay. So Mark, go ahead and start with the topics. I'm going to be taking the minutes, basically.
Okay, so the first topic, as always, is we're just going to talk about new divisions that have come up, and also if anyone here has any suggestions for more new divisions, this would be the time. But pretty much the two new divisions that came up in the last month are Boundless and World of Warcraft. I'll speak for World of Warcraft right now. It's pretty much just a community, a small casual like community of people who play World of Warcraft. I know that Candy, coming the start of next year, does have plans to take over that division and kind of ramp things up for WoW. But for now, it's just kind of like a casual HBM group. And then Jayde, you could probably say more on Boundless.
With Boundless, I'm going to basically be running this one. We're just trying to make a market, build the game. That being said, I think just to establish comfort, I'm going to kind of establish that I will be playing this game through October. The entirety of October for sure, and I'm hoping longer. I'm committing to it very least halfway through November. But like I said, I am enjoying the game immensely, so I'm going to be playing it. Anyone who wants to is absolutely capable of joining us at whatever capacity they feel is necessary or warranted. That is all.
Is there any other? Oh, and Silthar. You have the EU4 division.
Hold on, Robie has a question.
Oh. Yeah, is that a promise on you're going to be playing?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Do you want to say anything on the EU4 division, Silthar?
Yeah, fine people. Thanks.
Fine people. There it is. Okay. Is there any other?
Your job. That's definitely your undertaking.
Does anyone have any like suggestions? Other divisions? Maybe a Warhammer division?
Yes, I have a suggestion.
Okay.
We should do the debate division and do a debate night. It'll be fun. Promise.
Debate night. I'd be down.
Could we have a D&D division?
We don't have a D&D division because I'm running one, Nanida's running one, Derpy runs one, but it's off-site, so...
It's off-site? That doesn't work like that.
What does off-site mean?
Off of our Discord.
Yeah, that makes it not ours.
Yeah, but it's like literally all people from this group.
Well, then why aren't they doing it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't even worry about that. Let's just move on from that.
You want to go into? Is that an actual real suggestion, Rob?
Yeah.
You want to go into is it going to be going over like general topics, or are we talking like community topics, or both?
I mean, if people want to debate community topics, we can, but it's not really meant for community topics either. And whatever people want to debate, we come in, we debate with each other.
Now, is there going to be like an arbiter to make sure things stay under control? As we all know, debates can...
How about an executioner?
Ah.
So, this will be up to however we want to do it. But,
the only thing I'm concerned with is, as far as that
civility.
goes... Yes, like, some people can't handle it. Some people can. Not to say that, it's not a good idea. It's just something we got to be very... We're going to have to really look at some rules about how we comport ourselves in that forum, that arena.
Okay, but the idea here is that you organize a debate. People want to get involved. They can either come spectate or come be involved. The people who are involved come talk. And sure, we could have an arbiter.
Could you set up teams?
No,
sure.
Actually, what we could do? We could set up like a role for that specific room, and the arbiter will literally be able to mute people and kick people from that room
if needed.
But
and
I don't think
who's a participant, whoever's like gonna listen to it, like
right, no rights to talk.
They don't get to talk. Yeah.
So. I don't think we need to have like we could set all that up, and I don't see a downside, so to speak, in setting it up. But like, I really don't think that it'll ever need to be needed. Because if we moderate it too hard, it's not going to be interesting at all. I expect people to at some point talk over each other. That's just a common debate thing.
Are we? Well, I mean, you know,
But the listeners talking over the debaters.
Here's what we really have to do at this point. Let's put this, like, we can start talking about it amongst ourselves, but I think this is definitely something that warrants an actual subject topic. We do have a few things to go over, so I would say we can talk.
You can come back to it if there's time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
In the FAQ, the final run.
Okay, so next thing on the docket would, well, I guess since everyone who's here is going to be here, Jayde, why don't you go ahead and just say the general announcements?
Which, why don't you do it?
Okay, so, we are going to be moving Robie to senior officer. He's definitely earned it. And
Robie has a large portion of the community under his belt, basically that he represents, that he is drawn into this community. He is an asset to the group. He challenges us as admin, and we feel that he is an excellent member for this sort of role. So
it's true.
I'm
Yep. I'm an asset.
Oh, he just took it away.
Good job, Robie.
Good job. So he's going to be a senior officer, which is basically he's going to be here with us in most of our community meetings. Whenever we have to decide something like immediately, like someone gets banned, someone is being just an asshole, and we need to make an immediate decision outside of these sort of proceedings, he'll be there to throw his advice in, to discuss things with us and help, make sure that the ship is steered right.
We're going to be setting up an information page at the top near announcements and all that and rules. That's going to have the ranking, the sheet that we decided on a few months ago. So if you actually want to know more details about that role, it'll be on there, as well as other information that's been decided in the last few meetings. But that's the main announcement. Is there anything else as far as announcements go for the community as a whole? No?
Yeah, Robbie's pretty gay, so he doesn't deserve the senior officer.
Yeah.
I think you guys overlooked that in his qualifications.
We are an equal opportunity environment where we believe that women can join. Wait.
Affirmative action to the rescue, boyos.
We did it. 2018.
Oh my god, it's 2018? We still didn't have a homosexual on our council? Jesus Christ. We're barbarians.
I thought it was
Oh
2
my
day.
god.
But we got the Oso.
Wow. Here I was just being quiet and civil. The bus I drive, I am under.
Mark, why don't you go ahead and talk about
So as a quick announcement before we get on to the main topics for Elyria, all of you guys who are following that, things are starting to move along. On October 22nd, they're going to be putting up the voting polls for Elyria for each server to pick what their map's going to look like. More information is going to be coming out on the 18th. And as far as the kingdom that we are participating in, we plan to have some polls to decide what our kingdom wants. So, if you want more information on that, I'd be happy to go into more detail after the meeting. But after that, land selection.
As a community, sorry to interrupt. We might discuss it as a community because whatever we decide together, like there are some people that want to do some, let's say, questionable choices, and if we are as a strong united front, we'll basically get to decide what it is.
Right. And then after that, land selection is going to happen, and then the alpha should be coming out soon after that if everything's as they say. So things are starting to roll out, so keep an eye on that. And then I think that's everything on announcements. Okay. Is there any questions before we move on? Anything?
I missed the beginning portion of the debate room, I guess you could say. Is,
right, but
is
we
that
won't be talking about it yet.
Okay.
We'll be going
We'll
into
cycle
that
back to
if there's
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Great.
So the first thing on the docket is we got to talk about Participator into more detail. In the last meeting, when we were talking about the looking for group function, it was brought up that Participator will be something that will be used often by division leaders to advertise their game to the rest of the community. A point of contention in that is that that they were worried that Participator would be getting too many pings from too many different various sources that would seem irrelevant to the main public. When originally the role of Participator was meant to be given to people who are willing to risk taking more notifications in order to get more information so that they can participate where they're comfortable participating in. So the main thing that we have to decide on here is do we want to scale back on that sentiment for Participator, or is there more reformation we could put in, or do we want to stick with what we got?
So, I want to start off by saying that Participator is a fully voluntary role. If you want to be a participator, the idea is that you're participating. What was on the table before that was being discussed was the idea that once every couple of months, somebody like Gurren might put out a participator ping saying, hey, we're starting up a new Victoria 2 game if anyone wants to come play. And that's what was being contended, is that's too often, once every couple months. So
Well,
I think it's
the
nonsense.
actual contention, I think that's a misrepresentation. The actual contention
I don't know.
is
I don't know if
that
it is.
it would happen a lot. Because if he's doing it and we have 3 other divisions doing it, and then other people like us doing ours for the meetings, I believe the contention was that it would happen a lot if we have once the
Well,
more active.
mostly what some people were
certainly
saying
not what was being said, Jayde.
was
it might be a logical point, but that's not what was being said.
right. They were saying that they didn't want to get they didn't want to get pings from a game that they didn't care about.
That's true. That's true, but that's not. I mean, that's.
And that essentially questions the entire integrity of Participator. So it's either we change Participator or we say you're just gonna have to understand that's a part of the role.
Or maybe change the title to where they don't feel like they're entitled to participate. It's almost like a newsletter going out to everybody, like you're subscribing. Right. But it's almost like you're subscribing to the newsletter that's coming out about this is up.
That's exactly what it is. So I think, honestly, my opinion of it is that just to start with, I think it's unfounded, that complaint. So, I'm happy to dismiss it completely and just move on without going further. But if anyone has anything to contend against that, if someone has something they want to disagree.
I tell you what, I've been missing for a little while, so I'm kind of out of the loop on all that. But trying to figure out what all you guys are playing and what's coming up next, I jump in and I see everybody's on this game. I'm like, well, shit, too late for that. Getting these pings as a person trying to get involved into things would be very, very helpful to find out the next game. You're like, okay, let's focus on this one. We'll try this out.
The role is specifically for that personality, so it's literally for you, buddy.
You actually have it, Striker.
No, Striker, are you suggesting that it hasn't been helpful so far, or are you suggesting it has?
No, I'm saying it would be. What the fact is, I've been missing them because I've been doing
we
my own
haven't been
little
putting them
first.
out there because that's not what people want.
Oh, well, that'd be a good reason why I haven't been seeing any.
Right.
Yeah, because I get on and see everybody on a new game. We're like, well, didn't hear about that one. Well, maybe I'll get to the next one. That's kind of the situation. I just back-bought this Boundless game because, I thought everybody was still on Hero of the Storm, and I look in and everybody's gone again. I was like, okay, didn't know about that. See that participation ping. I'm like, oh, they're getting ready to start this shit. Okay, let's check this out.
Well, that's exactly what it's for.
Does anyone here have any thing to say as far as maybe limiting Participator as far as how many pings they should be getting?
Going
Okay.
once, going twice.
I don't understand. It's an opt-in thing, right?
Yes.
Right.
Then The people who don't
Well,
want to get
maybe you
pings,
should-
can't they opt out?
Yes.
All right.
Well, maybe
I'm
you
just
should have two
asking.
different.
No.
We literally have a role so that
It's hard to understand what their point was, but there were
Maybe.
particular people who seemed to think they had a point. So
Okay, I'm saying what's smearing here is the lines between a newsletter of upcoming games and constant recruitment pings to get people to play what you're already playing. And it kind of like they're using that as the participators, like trying to recruit current people of a game you've already been playing in the server. Should be like a newsletter. So if
One
only
thing-
time you should put is like a new game's coming up, couple pings, like game's almost ready, right? Game's up.
Right.
No,
That's what
not what it's for.
that's what the looking for groups end up being.
Which we
Something
can
like.
talk about.
Right. So something to consider as far as for Participator. One of their concerns in that matter was saying that they're afraid that people who pick Participator up will end up just muting the pings because they're getting too many, and then it just kind of defeats the purpose of the role. But
right, but that's them going against the grain and them defeating their own purpose of the role. I mean, it's completely against the spirit of the role.
What is too much? That's what I'm just not getting here. Like, I've been on Discords where I get ping after ping after ping all day, every day, and that gets irritating. But if it's like one ping a day, I don't know.
Yeah, it would be less than that.
That's what my assumption is. So that's why
sure on a
I don't
bad
understand what is a lot of pings.
I'm sure on a bad day, some people are going to have multiple things happening at the same time that they're trying to gather for, and you might see 3, but then for the next 5 days, you might not see a single one.
Yeah. And that's what I assume. That's I'm no one here is throwing out the other argument, and that's I guess maybe no one here has the other argument.
So we're just throwing it out there, and the person literally said, whatever, it's, we'll talk about it, but they don't really care. So at this point, it seems like Participator's fine as it is.
Which means we should
As long as it's not abused, right?
Well, if it becomes abused, we'll revisit the topic. We can
I think we should have a separate channel at the top that says looking for group, and I think that depending on what's happening, people should be allowed to put pings in. And if they're abusing it, if they're looking for a group too often, I think that's a problem. But they should only be pinging really important stuff, like during starting a brand new Victoria 2 game, or maybe a week ahead of time you're putting together like a Boundless Smash session. I don't know what Boundless is like.
Like a raid for Boundless.
A raid, right?
Your raid, yeah.
And that's what you would put a ping in there for. Otherwise, you could just, if somebody was interested, hey, what's going on? You could look in there and maybe it'll say not a ping, but it'll say we're gonna play Warhammer tomorrow, or we're gonna play League of Legends in a couple days.
Okay, well so I'm gonna the Participator, no changes made. That is the resolution. And since we're talking about this, is one of the things we're supposed to talk about is the looking for group function, and that's a segue. So
I actually like the idea that it would get his own channel, especially because we can put a chat channel in there as well, and that's not pings. That's just people who are aimless and looking for something, like say Striker, who has been out for a little while. If he visits that first and he sees, in the thread, free for all, Dawn of War, 8 players, Saturday, approximately 5 p.m., or Heroes of the Storm in-house, Friday evening, 8 p.m. Until further notice. You could do that without even having to spam Participator, and then with those early notices being put out that way, you can just do the Participator ping for when it's about to happen. And yeah, I think that would cut down on clutter a lot while still putting the information out there. And everybody who wants to opt out doesn't have to deal with any of that. Anybody who's very interested can use it as a very helpful tool.
Right.
I like that. Nice, Oso.
I mean, that would solve kind of both issues, because then people who opt out of the Participator would still have a place that they could go easy to know where those type of things are going to be getting pinged at anyways, and they could see them for themselves at their own leisure.
Now, this does bring up a different problem if we're willing to shift gears slightly. I think that there's too many chat channels now. I think it's getting a little ridiculous.
Well, we do need to clean up some channels, but that'll be something me and the council will deal with.
Well,
Probably
why
right
don't we
now.
get some feedback? But yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what examples did you want to give with the out of controlness of things?
Well, I remember looking up and seeing a channel, and now it's missing. So it just seemed like too many people wanted to put channels out that didn't need to be there. But like that channel, I don't remember what it was, but it was under miscellaneous games of all things, and it just doesn't seem to be there anymore.
Console?
The console was one of them, but there was a new one actually that was here last week, from what I remember. I mean, I'm not seeing too much. Monster
I would say
Hunter
Victoria
World.
2 and EU4 is kind of a similar thing.
Oh, you can't combine those. They're just two totally different groups of people.
Are they? Okay. Well, then
Yeah.
and that's why Robbie's got the promotion.
But like I feel like, maybe there's nothing.
Do they
at the
play
moment.
at the same time?
No.
So would it be possible to just say Paradox, give them a bunch of channels, and then give 2 different like chats so that they could both operate in their own chat and then share
I
their
think we're
channels?
just trying to fix an issue that's really non-existent. All these channels are being used.
I think, okay, you know what? Let me say this. Why not? Never mind. Forget it. Sorry. Let's, can we put out at least an official, like, because I swear I saw a chat channel that was under miscellaneous games that wasn't console, that was just out of nowhere for like 2 days. I can't remember what it was called. It's really unnecessary. It's gone now, which is good, but like that shouldn't, I think, be happening because it's just so random and weird to see.
I think it sounds like somebody put it out there and one of our officers cleaned it up because they shared your sentiment.
Right.
In which case the system works.
Technically. I just don't know why people are putting it out there, but yeah, I guess we're probably not going to reach that audience anyway, so it's not technically a problem.
If we get big enough, because I've always been, looking towards the future of, like, say we get 20 more members, quality members from Elyria, maybe closer to 50, and like 15 to 20 of them stay. We're going to have more officers, possibly, more people those officers cling to, help keep the peace and all that stuff, and they're going to want to, like, expand. I know Dawn of War, for something that was just, a weekend type fun thing, got, like, pretty constant, and, it needed some elbow room, as opposed to just being a miscellaneous game, like, it got its own channel and such. More of that's going to happen, and so we're probably going to have some growing pains where things are out of place, maybe for like a day or two, but until it's like a lasting thing and somebody's like fighting to keep it, I think if we see things out of place, we handle it, and everybody's happy. It's not actually a problem. It's just the organic process of something happened, cause and effect. It got fixed. Nobody's unhappy at the end result. Maybe it took like a day or two at most because, some people don't check in every day. Sometimes it's myself.
Well, I want to, because again, we're getting very, very off topic for the moment. The topic is, again, looking for group.
Oh, yeah.
The only supposed idea is for now to create a channel that we put at the top of the list, maybe under announcements, that basically allows people like, Roughton or myself to basically state, these are the things we're doing, organize things to see if people are going on, and so on and so forth. And that way it won't really necessarily have to affect participators, but it'll also allow new people to come. I like the idea a lot. Does anyone have any other ideas or better ideas, or do we want to just go with that process? Anyone at all? Okay. Motion approved. Let's see. Mark, did you have any other anything that we needed else? I want to see the.
That's about everything for now.
Alright, so we'll go to open forum, which allows us to go revisit the debate subject.
Right.
Now, do we have a forum on another website, or is there a forum attached to Discord?
I think we just.
We have a website, but it's been out of use for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. The last one I was on was that void shit, so I don't. Sorry.
Yeah, we have another one, but we just don't have anything that's really needing to use it, so I just kind of have it right now.
All right. I mean, Discord's pretty useful to handle everything, isn't it?
Pretty much.
I'm sure at some point we'll use it again, but we're not at that point right now.
Yeah, get big with Elyria. You might want to think about it.
Does anyone else have anything else they want to bring up before we start the debate and discussion? Any subjects at all? All right. So, Robbie, about this debate division, how do you think it should be moderated?
Well, I think we should just worry about the organic sort of like what do people think about it, because the way I foresee it is simply me putting out or like me creating a channel that basically says the debate channel, and it's a chat channel and a voice channel, and people can basically like sign up for what they want to talk about, and they just sort out their issues, or they just have a debate for fun. You'd have one moderator, and the moderator would basically just say whatever they want to do. If you're doing a debate and the moderator is total shit and they're totally abusing power, you just don't use that moderator again. Everyone's voluntarily joining however they want to do it. A moderator, I think, should be allowed to run it however they want it. If two people want to do a debate down there and they don't want to use a moderator, I think that's also something that's perfectly fine.
I like it. I think moderator reputation is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, without the moderator, though, it kind of sounds like it should be labeled "fuck you too" channel.
I mean, me and Jayde could go over there and sort out our grudges in, Team 1, Team 2 listener.
For every day-to-day stuff.
Yeah,
There'll be
exactly.
a stadium of fucking spectators.
Well, I think you gotta get the milking first.
Get your popcorn.
No, as appealing as it sounds, let's just not forget that sometimes we do get those folks that will not back down about certain things and will get very hostile and defensive.
Yeah, I think a good conduct
Coming from
to
you,
bring
that means absolutely
two parties into that channel would be like, say, Chrono wants to talk about politics, and be like, Republicans are the best, change my mind, and then like he just sits in the channel and puts that announcement for chat. The next party who jumps in, right? The next party who jumps in could be like, I'll do this with you, even though I know it's going to kill 5 hours of my time and make me feel poisoned, but only if we have a moderator. And that way, a moderator can deafen, mute, lower volume when Chrono has a cussing fit of your values are not my values,
Well, as we're discussing that, Mark, first to even say, Mark knows more about this than I think most people. Is it possible to have a role that can be assigned temporarily to one person called moderator that affects only one room and gives them rights for that room only?
Yes.
Yes, and yes.
Okay, beautiful.
It's just the only issue is that, well, no, actually, that's not even an issue. Well, okay, so the issue would be that somebody could also, I believe, Mark, just give it to someone else, and then the two moderators can start moderating each other inside that channel, and suddenly nobody can enter the channel anymore because they're just running it for each other. But that just sounds like a really hilarious problem, because then, like, obviously it's like, okay, no more going to that channel for the next hour or like 10 minutes or until we get Mark, Jayde, Rob, Red. Right. If let's just like this in this fantasy scenario, nobody's around, and it's just a bunch of members, and they're all just giving each other a moderator and like trying to get into the channel. It sounds like a.
Well, I don't think somebody can just get moderate
If one of us isn't around, there's no one to be a moderator. So.
I wonder.
I was under the impression we were just gonna let anyone give moderator because
Well, even with
thing is, I think
Participator, it's like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like there's no way to have somebody that has.
Also give it the ability for I think division leader.
Well, actually, wait.
You could give participators the ability to give moderator, I believe.
Well, we'll play around with it. If it's possible, it's possible.
I guess I don't mind that. I mean, if it gets abused, then obviously we'll have to. We can try it. If it gets abused, you know.
Well, we're not going to use the word moderator. Why is everyone on this server a moderator?
That's a good point. Well, no, nobody's going to be a moderator. We won't even keep moderator. It'll literally just be when you're in that channel doing a moderation, you're called a moderator. And I think it's actually a perfectly good role to have, and then take it away.
But it's just for the debate channel.
Okay, arbitrator
right?
works perfectly fine.
It can't. We'll go over the specifics. I don't know if what you're suggesting is entirely possible.
It's Arbiter, by the way.
Well, worst case scenario, then just the officers, division leaders, and community leaders do it.
Assign it to people?
We're always around at the moment anyways. It's really, I was just making up a fake hypothetical.
Right. Okay. Is there anything else from anyone? Got anything?
I like photos.
Okay, so next meeting. Write it on your calendars. Is that a trigger word right now?
Mark your fucking calendars. Get your bologna. Get your bologna sandwiches.
Sunday,
Jayde got up.
the 4th. November the 4th is our next community meeting. Is there any holidays? Let me know now. Because we fucked this up plenty of time. Nothing? November 4th is not a national holiday of anything, right? Good? Okay, November 4th.
Sounds like it's really close to Thanksgiving, actually. What is that, like 20 days off?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
a bit. It's a bit.
Hold up.
To me.
In the month of November, I eat for 20 days in a row nonstop.
That's exactly what was being said.
I don't shave my beard either.
Yeah.
No shave November.
For the testicles, everyone.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well.
So that way, when December, you can shave your beard off and glue it to your testicles. It looks like you're like, yeah, that's a bush.
Let's end the meeting, guys.
All right.
Good meeting.
Thank you for coming.